In the golden age of innovation during the 1970s, General Motors defied expectations by producing something no other major automaker dared to attempt: a motorhome entirely designed and manufactured in-house. The result was the GMC Motorhome, a sleek, futuristic RV that looked like it had driven straight out of a sci-fi movie. Built from 1973 to 1978, it featured a front-wheel drive system derived from the Oldsmobile Toronado, independent rear air suspension, and a low-profile fiberglass and aluminum body, a radical departure from the boxy, truck-based RVs of the time. Available in 23 and 26-foot lengths, the GMC Motorhome offered smooth handling, an unusually low center of gravity, and panoramic views through its wide windows. Inside, it was a rolling luxury apartment with options for full kitchens, bathrooms, and plush seating. So, if it was truly that advanced, praised for both its engineering and aesthetics, why did GM stop making it after just 6 years? Was it market pressures, internal decisions, or simply ahead of its time? That's the mystery this documentary will uncover. Birth of a legend. GM enters the RV market. The early 1970s marked a golden era for recreational vehicles in the United States. With a booming post-war economy, rising disposable incomes, and a strong cultural push toward family road trips and freedom of travel, the RV industry flourished. Americans were increasingly drawn to the idea of exploring the country in comfort and style, and traditional motorhomes, often built by smaller companies using third-party truck chassis, became a symbol of that mobile American dream. The market was expanding rapidly, with annual sales of motorhomes peaking in the hundreds of thousands. This growth caught the attention of the nation's largest automaker, General Motors. In 1972, GM made a bold and unprecedented move. Unlike other manufacturers who supplied only the chassis for independent coach builders, GM decided to design and build a complete integrated motorhome, from chassis to exterior to interior, entirely in-house. It was the only time in automotive history that a major car company committed to producing a full motorhome under its own engineering and design. The result was the GMC Motorhome, introduced to the public in 1973. What set GM's decision apart was not just its scope, but its ambition. Most RVs at the time were built on conventional truck frames, resulting in bulky, top-heavy vehicles with poor ride quality and handling. GM sought to change that narrative. It aimed to produce a motorhome that was not only comfortable and luxurious, but also a pleasure to drive. The design brief called for advanced engineering, aerodynamic aesthetics, and automotive-grade drivability, qualities unheard of in the RV industry of the day. At the heart of GM's vision was the integration of its front-wheel drive powertrain, borrowed from the Oldsmobile Toronado. This innovative system allowed for a flat floor throughout the cabin and eliminated the need for a rear drive shaft, making the vehicle lower to the ground and more stable. The engine was the 455 cubic inch, 7.5-liter Rocket V8, paired with a 3-speed turbo-hydromatic 425 automatic transmission, both proven GM components. This setup delivered ample power and reliability while ensuring that the vehicle's weight distribution remained low and centered. Complementing the front-wheel drive system was a 6-wheel layout with tandem rear axles. Unlike typical rear suspensions in large RVs, GM used an independent swing arm suspension with airbags for the rear 4 wheels. This design was adapted from GM's city buses and provided a smooth, controlled ride over varying road surfaces. Combined with power-assisted disc brakes, power steering, and an aircraft-inspired monocoque body construction of fiberglass reinforced plastic panels over an aluminum frame, the GMC Motorhome offered unmatched ride quality and performance in its class. The vehicle was offered in 2 lengths, 23 feet and 26 feet, with the 26-foot model becoming the most popular. To ensure flexibility and to appeal to various lifestyles, GM provided a range of floor plans and interior options, though many units were sent to third-party upfitters who installed customized interiors. GM itself offered trim packages like the Palm Beach, Sequoia, and eleganza, which featured coordinated color schemes, premium fabrics, and high-end appliances. Interiors included full kitchens, sleeping accommodations for 6, central heating, and onboard bathrooms. GM's design goals went far beyond just building a better motorhome. They wanted to redefine what a motorhome could be. The GMC Motorhome was sleek and rounded, with large panoramic windows, minimal overhangs, and a futuristic silhouette that stood in stark contrast to the boxy competitors of the era. It turned heads not just on the road, but at RV shows, automotive expos, and even in pop culture. It was a design-forward vehicle that felt just as home at a campsite as it did on the pages of a car magazine. From the outset, GM positioned the motorhome not merely as a recreational product, but as a lifestyle vehicle for a growing class of modern mobile consumers. Their marketing emphasized comfort, style, and self-contained luxury. Owners could travel coast to coast without sacrificing the conveniences of a home. And thanks to its drivability and mechanical reliability, many buyers found that the GMC Motorhome could double as both a travel RV and a day-to-day vehicle. GM's entry into the RV market was nothing short of revolutionary. It marked the first and only time a Big Three automaker designed a full motorhome from the ground up. The boldness of this move reflected GM's confidence in its engineering, manufacturing skill, and design leadership. They weren't just building a product, they were trying to change an industry. Little did anyone know at the time, however, that the GMC Motorhome, despite its innovation and cult appeal, would only be produced for a brief 6 years. But in that time, it would make an indelible mark on automotive history. The engineering marvel. At the core of the GMC Motorhome's revolutionary appeal was its engineering, a carefully orchestrated departure from the RV norms of the 1970s. Most recreational vehicles of the era were built on commercial truck chassis, resulting in stiff handling, poor fuel efficiency, high centers of gravity, and utilitarian designs. General Motors, however, reimagined the motorhome from the ground up, applying advanced automotive engineering to create something that looked, handled, and performed like nothing else on the road. The result was a vehicle that not only met the demands of RV travelers, but did so with unmatched sophistication and style. One of the most significant innovations was its front-wheel drive system, borrowed from the Oldsmobile Toronado, a personal luxury car introduced by GM in 1966. This system was rare in large vehicles, particularly motorhomes. The Toronado's unitized power package included a longitudinally mounted 455 cubic inch 7.5-liter rocket V8 engine and a turbo hydromatic 425 automatic transaxle, which transmitted power directly to the front wheels. This setup eliminated the need for a traditional drive shaft and rear differential, allowing for a completely flat floor throughout the cabin. This front-wheel drive layout also offered considerable benefits in terms of packaging and ride dynamics. Because the powertrain was entirely contained in the front, the rear space could be optimized for passenger comfort and storage. Additionally, the absence of a rear drivetrain contributed to a lower center of gravity, enhancing vehicle stability and cornering. The GMC Motorhome, unlike its competitors, was not top-heavy and did not suffer from the excessive body roll common in truck-based RVs. Supporting this innovative drivetrain was an equally groundbreaking suspension system. While the front featured a traditional independent torsion bar setup, the rear suspension used dual swing arm axles combined with airbags and automatic height control, a design adapted from GM's urban transit buses. This six-wheel configuration, tandem rear axles with 4 wheels total at the rear, distributed the vehicle's weight more evenly and improved both ride comfort and handling. The automatic load-leveling air suspension ensured that the vehicle maintained a consistent ride height regardless of load conditions, a feature nearly unheard of in recreational vehicles of the time. The result was a motorhome that drove more like a large passenger car than a lumbering house on wheels. Owners frequently praised its ability to cruise at highway speeds with confidence, navigate turns without excessive sway, and provide a smooth, quiet ride over long distances. Compared to its contemporaries, the GMC Motorhome offered superior ride quality, better handling, and a far more refined driving experience. GM's commitment to performance was matched by its focus on weight reduction and aerodynamics. The body of the GMC Motorhome was built using fiberglass reinforced plastic panels bonded to an aluminum frame, a technique commonly used in aircraft and high-end sports cars. The front and rear caps, as well as many side panels, were molded from fiberglass, allowing for complex curves and smooth aerodynamic lines. This construction not only reduced weight, improving fuel efficiency and handling, but also allowed GM's designers to break free from the boxy designs of traditional RVs. The exterior design was sleek, rounded, and futuristic, with a low roofline, flush-mounted glass, and smooth body transitions. The GMC Motorhome stood out immediately in any parking lot or campground. The panoramic windshield, large side windows, and low stance gave it a dynamic space-age look that was decades ahead of its time. Despite being nearly 26 feet long in some configurations, the vehicle's shape reduced wind resistance and improved fuel economy relative to its competition. Initially, the engineering decisions paid off in terms of usable space and comfort. The low floor, made possible by the absence of a rear drive shaft, allowed for greater interior headroom without raising the roofline, and easier entry and exit. The tandem axle setup created a longer, flatter interior space that could accommodate multiple layouts, from full kitchens and bathrooms to dedicated sleeping areas. The flat floor throughout the vehicle was particularly appreciated by older travelers and those with mobility concerns. These engineering achievements collectively placed the GMC Motorhome in a class of its own. It wasn't just a better RV, it was a fundamentally different concept, built with the precision and vision of an automaker that understood the importance of integrating performance, comfort, and design. It outclassed its peers not by marginal improvements, but by redefining what was technically possible in a recreational vehicle. For many, it remains the gold standard of RV engineering and a lasting symbol of GM's brief but brilliant leap into the world of mobile living. Designed to impress, interiors that felt like home. While the exterior of the GMC Motorhome was futuristic and innovative, the interior was where GM truly succeeded in making the vehicle feel like a home on wheels. In an era where most motorhomes were cramped, boxy, and uninspired inside, the GMC Motorhome offered an experience that was not only functional, but luxurious and customizable. General Motors treated the interior with the same level of attention as its luxury passenger cars, ensuring that the occupants traveled in comfort and style. Although many motorhomes were sent to third-party upfitters for customization, GM also offered factory floor plans and interior options that reflected the tastes and needs of 1970s consumers. Early models came as empty shells, allowing upfitters to design everything from seating to cabinetry. Later, GM introduced a series of fully furnished variants under distinct package names such as Palm Beach, Eleganza, Sequoia, Canyonlands, and Glacier. These trim packages weren't just different names. They offered coordinated color schemes, upholstery materials, cabinetry finishes, and wall treatments. For example, the Palm Beach model was famous for its vibrant green and turquoise interiors, while the Eleganza featured richer earth tones, vinyl leatherette upholstery, and wood grain cabinetry. Original brochures advertised choices in plush fabrics, shag carpets, Formica countertops, vinyl wall coverings, and even curtains or blinds that matched the overall decor. Each package was a thematic experience, with names inspired by vacation destinations to evoke the feeling of a mobile resort. The floor plans varied depending on whether the vehicle was upfitted by GM or one of the approved aftermarket outfitters such as Coachman, Avion, or Winnebago. Common layouts typically included a forward lounge area with a convertible dinette or sofa bed, a galley kitchen along one side, a wet bath with a toilet and shower, and rear sleeping quarters, either twin beds or a full-width double bed. Most floor plans were designed to sleep 4 to 6 people, with storage incorporated under benches, in overhead cabinets, and in the rear compartments. One of the most celebrated features of the interior design was its modular approach. Because the body and chassis were standardized, many elements like kitchen units, seating arrangements, and beds could be configured or replaced. This meant owners could personalize their spaces easily. Some opted for more kitchen counter space, others for extra seating or entertainment units. Brochures proudly advertised features like three-way refrigerators, AC, DC, or propane, built-in ovens, microwave options, climate control systems, and onboard freshwater and waste systems, all integrated seamlessly into the compact but efficient layout. The living comfort of the GMC Motorhome was enhanced by its clever use of space and attention to ergonomics. The flat floor, made possible by the front-wheel drive layout, allowed occupants to move freely without navigating over raised sections or bulky mechanical tunnels. Wide aisles and strategic placement of furniture improved mobility. High ceilings and panoramic windows allowed for ample natural light, creating a spacious feel rarely seen in RVs at that time. The tinted glass also helped maintain indoor temperatures while preserving privacy. In interviews and enthusiast forums, longtime owners have consistently praised the comfort and charm of the GMC's interior. One owner, quoted in a 1977 issue of Motorhome Life magazine, said, quote, "It's the only RV I've ever owned that felt like it was designed for people, not just for camping." Another longtime enthusiast described the experience as a groovy rolling condo with wheels, emphasizing how the motorhome combined functionality with 70s flair. Restoration communities today continue to celebrate and preserve the original interiors. Some go to great lengths to source period accurate fabrics, hardware, and laminate patterns to match original brochures and spec sheets. Others opt for modern updates, but many retain the iconic layout and aesthetic. The interiors, they've stood the test of time, not just for their nostalgic charm, but for their intelligent design and livability. GM's commitment to high standards in its interiors was evident in every aspect, from the choice of durable materials to the focus on light, comfort, and functionality. The GMC Motorhome wasn't just built to take you somewhere. It was built to be enjoyed on the journey and at the destination. Ahead of its time, features that still wow. When the GMC Motorhome debuted in 1973, it was immediately clear that General Motors had built something extraordinary, an RV so technologically advanced and thoughtfully designed that, even by today's standards, it still impresses. The vehicle wasn't just a product of its time. It was years ahead of the competition and, in many ways, decades ahead of the RV industry as a whole. From its engineering to its comfort features, the GMC Motorhome introduced innovations that remain benchmarks of quality and ingenuity. One of the most impressive features was its dual air conditioning system. While most RVs in the 1970s relied on a single rooftop unit, if they had air conditioning at all, the GMC Motorhome came standard with both a dash-mounted automotive-style AC unit for the driver and front passenger and a roof-mounted Coleman or Dominic unit for the rear living area. This setup allowed for zoned cooling, making the driving experience comfortable even in extreme heat while keeping the living quarters cool and relaxing for passengers. In a time when most RVs struggled to offer basic climate control, GM delivered a system that rivaled home HVAC functionality. Another standout feature was the panoramic window design. The front of the GMC Motorhome was dominated by a wide, curved windshield that provided a commanding, unobstructed view of the road. Side windows extended generously down the length of the vehicle, allowing in abundant natural light and offering sweeping views of the surrounding landscape. These design choices gave the interior a bright, open feel, reducing the sense of confinement often associated with RV travel. Even by modern RV standards, the visibility and openness provided by the GMC Motorhome's windows remain exceptional. The smooth ride of the GMC Motorhome is still one of its most talked about qualities. Most RVs of the era, and many even today, suffer from stiff suspensions and poor road handling due to their truck-based origins. The GMC Motorhome broke that mold entirely. Its independent front torsion bar suspension, combined with a rear air suspension system adapted from GM City buses, created a level of ride comfort that was more limousine than RV. The tandem rear wheels and automatic leveling system further enhanced stability, minimizing body roll and absorbing road imperfections with ease. The ride quality was so refined that even today, owners and RV reviewers describe it as luxury car smooth. Beyond its ride and climate control, the GMC Motorhome was packed with thoughtful features that made it remarkably modern. The interior came with central heating, full plumbing systems, three-way refrigerators, operable via propane, AC or DC, and generator-ready power systems, all seamlessly integrated. GM's decision to keep all systems within the vehicle's low floor and central body meant fewer exposed components, better insulation, and easier maintenance. In an age where RVs were often cobbled together from third-party parts, the GMC Motorhome was a fully integrated system, engineered with long-term usability and comfort in mind. The use of lightweight materials also placed the GMC Motorhome ahead of its time. The combination of fiberglass reinforced plastic panels and anodized aluminum framing not only reduced weight, but also resisted corrosion, an important consideration for long-term durability. This contributed to better fuel economy and allowed for more nimble handling despite the vehicle's substantial size. Many of these materials are still used in premium RV construction today, a testament to GM's foresight. Another area where the GMC Motorhome shined was in modular interior design. Unlike many competitors whose floor plans were fixed and limited, the GMC allowed for customizable layouts, enabling owners to prioritize sleeping, dining, or storage depending on their travel needs. This flexibility, along with high-end trim packages, made the Motorhome feel more like a personal luxury suite than a mass-produced vehicle. What truly set the GMC Motorhome apart, however, is how many of these features remain relevant and even competitive 50 years later. Many modern RVs still struggle to match the ride quality, window design, and efficient layout that GM achieved in the 1970s. The fact that a large community of enthusiasts continues to restore and travel in these vehicles today is proof of just how forward-thinking the design was. Several of these motorhomes have been upgraded with modern electronics and appliances, yet their original mechanical systems and layouts often remain unchanged because they were so well conceived to begin with. For a vehicle designed half a century ago, the fact that its features can still wow modern RVers speaks volumes about its legendary status. It wasn't just ahead of its time, it may have arrived from the future. The commercial that captured America's imagination. General Motors launched a nationwide television commercial for the GMC Motorhome that perfectly encapsulated its futuristic vision. The ad showcased the sleek exterior, low profile, and panoramic windows while panning through luxurious interiors, highlighting the RV's blend of innovation and comfort. GM positioned the Motorhome not just as a recreational vehicle, but as a symbol of modern living and freedom on the road. Life on the road. Real stories, real adventures. For many, the GMC Motorhome was more than just a recreational vehicle. It was a getaway to a new kind of lifestyle. It represented freedom, mobility, and a sense of adventure that captivated the imagination of a generation. Owners didn't just buy the GMC Motorhome for vacations. They embraced a life on the road, filled with unforgettable memories, deep emotional connections, and enduring friendships. Today, those stories live on through vintage footage, cherished photographs, and a passionate community that keeps the spirit of the 1970s alive. Vintage film reels and Super 8 footage shows families pulling into national parks, couples enjoying quiet evenings by the lake, and groups of friends gathering at RV parks with their gleaming, colorful GMC coaches parked in perfect formation. These images speak to the deep emotional resonance the vehicle had with its owners. The GMC Motorhome wasn't simply transportation, it was a rolling retreat, a space of comfort and familiarity that traveled with you across the changing American landscape. What made the experience truly special was the lifestyle it enabled. With amenities like central heating, full kitchens, private bathrooms, and air conditioning, The motorhome allowed travelers to explore the country without sacrificing comfort. Owners could wake up in the desert one morning, dine by the ocean the next, and park under the stars in the mountains, all from the comfort of their personalized mobile home. This freedom was revolutionary in the 1970s when air travel was expensive and hotel options were limited in remote regions. One of the most compelling aspects of the GMC Motorhome story is the tight-knit community it inspired. From the beginning, owners formed clubs and support networks to share their passion and knowledge. The most prominent of these is the Family Motor Coach Association, which helped organize GMC-specific events and gatherings. As the vehicles aged, many owners formed dedicated clubs, such as GMC Motorhomes International and GMC Western States, which are still active today. These clubs host rallies and events across the U.S., where enthusiasts display their lovingly restored coaches, exchange maintenance tips, and participate in group trips. Some rallies even feature technical seminars, showcasing how owners have upgraded their vintage interiors with modern conveniences while retaining the coach's original charm. The sense of camaraderie and pride among these owners is tangible, whether it's a first-time restorer or a second-generation owner who grew up in the backseat of a 1976 Eleganza. Everyone shares a bond rooted in the vehicle's unique legacy. Testimonials from owners over the decades reveal just how deeply the GMC Motorhome impacted their lives. In a 1978 letter to Motorhome magazine, described a couple who had traveled over 100,000 miles across North America, crediting the motorhome with keeping them closer as a family. In a 1996 interview, another owner described their coach as a member of the family, not just a vehicle. Many owners recall how their children grew up taking summer road trips in the GMC, forming memories that shaped their view of travel and adventure. Even today, the emotional connection endures. Social media groups dedicated to the GMC Motorhome feature daily posts of restoration projects, road trip photos, and vintage ads. Many owners name their vehicles and document their journeys with detailed blogs or YouTube videos. One well-known couple documented their full-time living experience in a 1975 Palm Beach model, showcasing the durability and charm of the motorhome even after decades of use. Part of the enduring appeal lies in the vehicle's design, which invites personalization. The modular interior layouts and robust construction have allowed owners to adapt their coaches for modern life. Some have added solar panels, lithium batteries, Wi-Fi systems, and digital dashboards, blending 21st century tech with classic 1970s style. Yet despite these upgrades, the soul of the vehicle remains unchanged. The soft curves, panoramic windows, and warm, earthy interiors continue to evoke a sense of nostalgia and wonder. The GMC Motorhome created a culture of travel and togetherness, blending mobility with intimacy in a way few vehicles ever have. It was never simply just about reaching a destination. It was about the journey, the people you met, the places you discovered, and the stories you collected along the way. It became a symbol of an optimistic era when innovation, style, and human connection came together on six wheels. In every photo of a smiling family beside their motorhome, in every faded postcard sent from the road, and in every lovingly restored coach that still rumbles down the highway today, that legacy lives on. The GMC Motorhome wasn't just ahead of its time, it continues to define what life on the road can be all about. The sudden end. Why did GM stop making it? The GMC Motorhome is often remembered as one of the most innovative and admired recreational vehicles ever produced. With futuristic engineering, elegant interiors, and a devoted following, it seemed poised for a long and successful run. Yet by 1978, production had ceased. Fewer than 13,000 units were ever built. So, why did GM stop making the very motorhome that many considered the best ever created? The answer lies in a complex web of economic pressures, market shifts, and internal corporate decisions, highlighting the irony that even great products don't always survive. The 1970s were a time of rapid growth for the recreational vehicle industry. Baby boomers were embracing family travel, and rising disposable incomes made RV ownership attainable. GM entered the market boldly in 1973 with the GMC Motorhome, a self-contained, front-wheel drive motorhome built entirely in-house, from chassis to body. This was unusual, as most other RV manufacturers built boxy homes on third-party truck chassis. GM's complete control allowed for elegant design and superior performance. Early reviews were glowing and sales were steady, but behind the scenes, challenges were already taking shape. A major factor that led to the GMC Motorhome's demise was the 1979 oil crisis, triggered by the Iranian Revolution. Fuel prices skyrocketed, and fuel availability became inconsistent. Americans, now waiting in gas lines and grappling with inflation, began to rethink large vehicles. Though the GMC Motorhome was considered relatively fuel efficient for its class, averaging around 10 to 12 miles per gallon, thanks to its aerodynamic design and lighter materials, it still required gasoline in large quantities. Consumers shifted to smaller, more economic travel options, including compact RVs and conversion vans. Compounding this were changing market conditions in the broader auto industry. By the late 70s, GM was under intense pressure to modernize its core vehicle lines in response to growing competition from Japan and Germany. The company needed to redirect engineering resources, manufacturing space, and budget to small cars and fuel-efficient platforms like the Chevrolet Chevette and the downsized Cadillac and Buick models. The motorhome, though beloved, was not a strategic priority. It represented a small niche, high in quality but low in profit compared to GM's core automotive offerings. Internally, GM had built the motorhome using the front-wheel drive powertrain from the Oldsmobile Toronado, a large personal luxury coupe. This drivetrain included a 455 cubic inch V8 engine paired with the TH425 automatic transmission. In 1977, Oldsmobile replaced the 455 with the smaller 403 V8 to comply with new emission standards and fuel economy targets. While the 403 was still adequate, it marked a shift in GM's engineering focus away from big block performance. Continuing to support a unique, heavy-duty RV platform that shared parts with a shrinking segment of GM's vehicle lineup became increasingly difficult to justify. Another crucial issue was production infrastructure. GM manufactured the GMC Motorhome at its Pontiac, Michigan truck and coach plant, real estate that was increasingly valuable for high-volume truck production. At a time when GM was investing heavily in downsized pickups and vans, the company could not afford to allocate that space to a low-volume specialty product. The motorhome, for all of its innovation, simply did not fit into GM's long-term industrial strategy. There were also corporate cultural factors. General Motors in the late 1970s was a massive, highly segmented organization. The motorhome division, while passionate and inventive, did not have the political or financial clout of the Chevrolet or Cadillac divisions. As sales leveled off and the post-crisis economy demanded austerity, the motorhome program became vulnerable to budget cuts. By 1978, GM announced it would discontinue production. Final assembly ended in 1978, and parts inventories supported final upfitting through 1979. What's especially ironic is that the GMC Motorhome was, by all accounts, a technical and customer success. It had a strong and loyal base of owners. It won design awards and inspired a new standard for integrated RV design. Even as GM pulled the plug, aftermarket support blossomed. Third-party upfitters continued offering refurbishments and parts, and a community of enthusiasts kept the motorhome alive for decades to come. In hindsight, the motorhome's discontinuation was less a reflection of failure than a victim of circumstance. The product was excellent, but timing and priorities shifted. GM's retreat from the RV market mirrored broader corporate retrenchment in the face of oil shocks, regulatory changes, and intensifying global competition. Thus, the story of the GMC Motorhome is as much a tale of lost opportunity as it is of innovation. It shows that even brilliant ideas must align with broader economic and institutional forces to survive. GM built something extraordinary, but in the end, excellence alone wasn't enough. a legacy that rolls on. The story of the GMC Motorhome didn't end with its production halt in 1978. In fact, the Motorhome's legacy has continued to evolve and grow over the decades, bolstered by a passionate community of owners, collectors, and enthusiasts who keep it rolling today. Despite being a product of the 1970s, the GMC Motorhome enjoys a vibrant second life thanks to restorations, collector interest, and continued aftermarket support. These vehicles, often lovingly restored to their former glory, are symbols of craftsmanship and innovation that never truly went out of style. The first step in the GMC Motorhome's continued legacy is the dedicated restoration scene. As the years passed, many of the original motorhomes began to show signs of wear, with rust and engine issues common in any vehicle that had endured years of road trips. But the community around these motorhomes never dwindled. Instead, it grew. Enthusiasts saw the potential in these vehicles and set out to preserve, restore, and upgrade them. Restoration shops and specialists across North America began to focus on the motorhome, offering parts and services tailored to the unique needs of these classic RVs. Owners, too, began to share their knowledge through online forums, social media groups, and at GMC Motorhome rallies. Clubs such as the GMC Motorhome International and the Family Motor Coach Association offered resources, advice, and a space for owners to meet, network, and learn from one another. The forums provided a space to exchange tips on maintaining the unique front-wheel drive drivetrain, restoring the fiberglass bodywork, and refurbishing the distinctive interiors. As a result, more and more motorhomes were brought back to life, preserving the original designs while ensuring that the vehicles remained roadworthy for new generations of RV travelers. But it's not just about preserving the original. Modern upgrades have become a major part of the GMC Motorhome's revival. As the technology and automotive industries have advanced, so too have the upgrades available for these classic motorhomes. Many owners have added modern conveniences that weren't available in the 1970s, such as solar panels, lithium-ion batteries, LED lighting, and advanced navigation systems. These upgrades allow the motorhome to keep pace with current RV trends while maintaining the distinctive aesthetic and character that made the GMC Motorhome so special. One of the most fascinating developments in the legacy of the GMC Motorhome is the rise of electric conversions. As the global automotive industry increasingly shifts towards sustainable and eco-friendly technologies, the GMC Motorhome has become a surprising candidate for electric conversions. Enthusiasts and companies specializing in electric vehicles have taken the GMC Motorhome's unique design and converted its internal combustion engine to electric drivetrains. This shift not only reduces the environmental footprint of these iconic vehicles, but also modernizes them in ways that complement their original design. These electric conversions give a new generation the chance to experience the GMC Motorhome in a cleaner, quieter, and more sustainable way, ensuring that its legacy of innovative engineering endures. Despite these updates, the heart of the GMC Motorhome remains its original design and engineering. The fiberglass body, the front-wheel drive chassis, and the low-floor design are as much appreciated today as they were in the 1970s. There's something special about the combination of luxury RV comforts and cutting-edge technology that makes the GMC Motorhome still relevant in a world of modern motorhomes with all their new bells and whistles. The panoramic windows, the spacious modular interiors, and the smooth, stable ride continue to provide a superior experience for owners, whether they're crossing the country or attending a local meetup. Moreover, the collector market for the GMC Motorhome has flourished. These classic vehicles are considered highly collectible, not just for their uniqueness and innovation, but also for their limited production. With only around 12,921 units produced, the GMC Motorhome is a rare find, and collectors prize it for both its historical significance and its practical appeal. A well-maintained or restored GMC Motorhome can fetch a premium price at auctions or among private buyers, particularly models with the desirable high-option packages such as the Palm Beach or Eleganza. Another element of the motorhome's ongoing appeal is its place in pop culture. The GMC Motorhome has appeared in movies, TV shows, and advertisements, further cementing its iconic status. Its distinctive design, with its sleek aerodynamic lines and bold curves, made it a popular choice for filmmakers who wanted to evoke a sense of adventure and freedom. As a result, the motorhome has gained a reputation as a cultural artifact, a snapshot of the freewheeling spirit of the 1970s. Final thoughts. Was it the best motorhome ever built? The story of the 1970s GMC Motorhome is one of remarkable innovation, bold design, and an enduring impact on the world of recreational vehicles. When General Motors introduced the motorhome in 1973, it was not just a new RV, it was a revolutionary concept that pushed the boundaries of what an RV could be. This vehicle represented the cutting edge of engineering, blending luxury, performance, and mobility in a way that had never been seen before. From its sleek fiberglass body to its front-wheel drive system, the GMC Motorhome defied convention in almost every way. At the heart of its innovation was the unique front-wheel drive chassis borrowed from the Oldsmobile Toronado. This system allowed the GMC Motorhome to maintain a smooth, stable ride while also offering superior handling compared to its competitors, most of which relied on outdated rear-wheel drive systems. With a low-floor design, passengers could move through the coach with ease, offering a level of comfort and accessibility that was unmatched in other RVs. The air suspension system also played a crucial role in delivering an exceptionally smooth ride, something that's still admired by owners today. The motorhome's modular interior was another standout feature, providing an abundance of customization options for its owners. Whether you are looking for a sleek, modern aesthetic or a more traditional homey feel, the GMC Motorhome's design could be tailored to suit any taste. Equipped with full kitchens, bathrooms, and luxurious lounge areas, it offered an unprecedented level of comfort for travelers. It wasn't just about getting from point A to point B. It was about the experience of the journey itself. Beyond its technical advancements, the impact of the GMC Motorhome on the RV industry was profound. It set a new standard for what a motorhome could aspire to be. In an era when most RVs were clunky, boxy, and uncomfortable, the GMC Motorhome was a symbol of freedom, innovation, and the possibility of a new lifestyle on the road. It inspired a generation of travelers to imagine a different way of exploring the world, where home and adventure could be seamlessly integrated into a single vehicle. It brought a level of style and sophistication to RVing that had never been seen before and hasn't been matched since. Yet, despite its brilliance, the GMC Motorhome's production ended abruptly in 1978, leaving behind a sense of unfinished potential. It wasn't a failure of design, but rather a collision of external factors: rising fuel prices, changing market conditions, and shifting corporate priorities that led to its untimely demise. Despite the motorhome's loyal fan base and the passion it ignited, GM couldn't sustain it within the company's broader strategy. The irony is undeniable. The best motorhome ever built didn't survive simply because the market wasn't ready for it. As we reflect on the legacy of the GMC Motorhome, we must ask ourselves, was it the best motorhome ever built? It's a question that has no definitive answer, but the answer that each of us arrives at reveals much about our own values. For those who experienced it firsthand, the answer is undoubtedly yes. They saw it not just as a vehicle, but as a portal to a lifestyle, one of adventure, freedom, and exploration. It was a vessel for memories, family road trips, and unforgettable experiences. Today, the motorhome continues to capture the hearts of collectors, enthusiasts, and anyone who appreciates the craftsmanship and innovation it represented. The restoration community keeps these vehicles alive, and modern upgrades such as electric conversions ensure that the motorhome spirit will continue to thrive. There's something timeless about the motorhome's design. It speaks to a simpler, more adventurous time, yet it remains relevant in today's world of luxury RVs. As the sun sets over a long stretch of open highway, a GMC Motorhome pulls into view. Its sleek profile still gleams despite the years that have passed. Inside, the warmth of the cabin invites travelers to gather, to share stories of the road, and to dream of the adventures yet to come. The road may have changed, but the spirit of adventure, the same spirit that made the GMC Motorhome so beloved, remains as strong as ever. The journey never really ends, it just keeps rolling on. As you reflect on the legacy of the GMC Motorhome, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think it was the best motorhome ever built? And what makes this iconic vehicle stand out to you? Share your comments below, and let's continue the conversation.